Washington football team, New York Giants, two more teams with absolutely nothing to play for. This sits right now, Washington football team at 7-point favorites, 37.5 to 38 is your total. It's a super low total, and I understand both teams have looked pretty terrible. But this is a YOLO game and nobody has anything to play for. And so running, going for it on fourth downs and running plays you wouldn't normally run and trying to be more aggressive and all that. If you look at these, I went back and looked at week 17 last year. Now look, a lot of the games, some of the games had stuff to play for, but the ones that didn't as well. If you look, there were some pretty high scoring games, and I think there is a lot of YOLO factor going on, right? Again, going for it on fourth downs when you normally wouldn't, calling plays you normally wouldn't, and just trying to go out there and do a little bit something different. Wouldn't surprise me to see that case here. I think I'm going to have a small play on the over 37.5, even though I know that the Giants are so pathetic. I really only need like 13 points from them and I'll feel okay at getting over the 37.5 in this thing. Also, Steven, this is one of those deals where I don't know if you're going to be able to find a dance partner this week, but the football team in a teaser, getting them from 7 down to 1 just to win the game, I think is a pretty strong teaser leg. But again, I just don't know if you're going to be able to find a dance partner for this.
For sure. This was a game I was thinking about betting at minus 6.5 earlier this week, but held off because of, week 18 COVID concerns. Pick your poison. So now I am in teaser zone here with Washington, and we'll get to it in a minute here. But if you believe Bruce Arians, then Tampa would be a great teaser leg here to pair with Washington. For this game, though, yeah, we could talk about high scoring and YOLO and all that, Matt, but like the New York Giants were the only team I considered putting below the Jacksonville Jaguars at this point in my power rankings this week. Like they got nothing at quarterback. They have worse than nothing. You would be better running Wildcat the whole game, maybe, with what they've trotted out at quarterback. Since they lost Daniel Jones in week 13, 32nd in EPA per play, 31st in success rate, 32nd in drop back EPA and success rate. That's how bad Glennon and Fromm have been. The gap between the Giants and the number 31 team in drop back success rate is the same as the gap between the number 31 and number 24 team. So that shows you how bad they have been. They've also been dead last in offensive DVOA now for the season. The Freddie Kitchens and third string quarterback experience has not added up well for this team. So I have a lot of confidence and comfort in teasing Washington down to just basically a pick 'em here in week 18.
Brad, we're looking at, I think the football team has given a pretty solid effort all year long. It's just, again, just don't have a lot of talent, dealing with injuries, that COVID game as well, all that stuff. But I think they've given a fairly decent effort all season long. And kind of as Steven mentioned, they're going up against maybe the co-worst team in the NFL right now. Do you think they have enough though to cover a touchdown?
Yeah, I think I actually do. So again, it's week 18, so we're getting down narrative street a little bit. Yeah. But there's, one, you can say the Giants have probably quit, right? What they had minus 10 passing net passing yards last week. I think they passed the ball 11 times despite losing by 30 pretty much the entire game. So they're just calling the game like they've given up at this point. And then obviously the coach, Joe Judge, he comes out and gives this soliloquy that it's not his fault, that everyone actually does want to play for him. We could
do an hour on that, people are calling dumbass.
Yeah.
Seriously.
And that blew up. And I can't help but think the team is going, let's get rid of this idiot. Let's get him fired because he's a moron. And he also, in that 15-minute ramble, he took a pot shot at the Washington football team saying, at least we're not fighting on the sidelines, right? And then in the middle of the week, he comes out and he goes, I wasn't talking about the football team. So he's obviously been alerted, like, you shouldn't have said that. And I'll guarantee Ron Rivera's got that up on the wall going, let's F these guys up. And then the other thing is Taylor Heineke gets, I think it's a $600,000 bonus if he wins this game. So they, it's 125 grand, but he's only on 1 million a year anyway. So, they'll be playing for that as well.
Yeah, there you go.
So yeah, I just think you're going to have a motivated. They're already the better team, aren't they? You know, they're a 500 team. They're solid pretty much across the board. So they're better than the Giants anyway. And I think they actually want to win. They want to win for their coach. They want to win for their quarterback. So I think -7 solid. And I think some alt caps. You know, if you want to do -17.5, -19.5, you know, I think they could send a message.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like it is a team that is so bad that it's hard for us to even put in. Like, there's no advanced stats for us to even talk about with the Giants, because we could just be like, yeah, they're at the bottom of the category. It doesn't matter. We don't need to read you off the numbers.
That's my favorite Week 18 angle. If you can find a team that, even if they are motivated, they are just incapable of playing well. And here we are with the Giants.